At a roadside food stall in the early hours of the morning, two patrol officers were grabbing a late-night bite when their radio crackled to life. Someone had reported a domestic disturbance on the 7th floor of nearby Xinhua building, and they were needed on scene immediately. Ming Hao, the senior officer, passed the call off to Jiwei, the rookie, telling him to go check it out. After walking through a creepy alley, Jiwei made his way up to the 7th floor of Xinhua building and knocked on one of the apartment doors. A young woman answered, and after Jiwei identified himself, she adamantly refused to let him in. As the two stood at a standoff, a voice called out from inside. It was the girl's mother. The girl let out a sigh and finally gave in. Once inside, Jiwei spotted a middle-aged woman furiously working away at a sewing machine. Finding this odd, he stepped closer and called out to her. The woman stopped and slowly turned her head toward him. Before Jiwei could make sense of what was happening, she grabbed his hand and shoved it under the sewing machine needle. At the same time, the girl jabbed a needle into his neck from behind. He tried to get up, but his whole body went limp. Everything around him blurred, and moments later, he blacked out. When Jiwei came to, he found himself buried in a pit, his lower body already encased in cement. Beside him, a cement mixer churned away relentlessly. Meanwhile, Ming Hao and the building's security guard had made their way up to the 7th floor. But when Ming Hao pushed open the door, the apartment was completely empty, and from the looks of it, no one had lived there for a very long time. He immediately pulled out his phone and dialed Jiwei's number. To his horror, the ringtone came from beneath the floor. On the other side, the mother and daughter had completely buried Jiwei in cement. The next day, police arrived to investigate. Beneath the floorboards, they found Jiwei's phone, along with a skeleton. Inside one of the walls, they discovered another set of remains. After confirming they were the bodies of the mother and daughter, the case was closed. But despite searching the entire building, they never found Officer Jiwei. That's when the police chief noticed something chilling. The girl's boyfriend looked exactly like Jiwei. Around the same time, one of his subordinates reported that ever since Jiwei's disappearance, Ming Hao had suffered a severe mental breakdown and voluntarily resigned from the force.